Snowfall hit the pavement in soft bursts like the sky couldn't decide whether to cry or celebrate. And maybe that was exactly how Alex felt when she saw the woman she once loved again, standing beside the Christmas tree in downtown Portland, as if summoned by the cruelest joke of the universe. It should have been an ordinary December night. Ordinary lights, ordinary crowds, ordinary cheer. But destiny had an annoying habit of striking when you were holding a lukewarm peppermint latte and pretending your life wasn't falling apart. Alex Hardy had spent most of her 28 years believing that Christmas miracles were for other people. The kind who baked gingerbread without burning it or didn't get dumped 3 days before a holiday party that they had already RSVP'd to. She had also believed she would never again cross paths with Emma Reyes, the woman who once taught her how to love a little too bravely and break a little too easily. And yet there Emma stood, not surrounded by an angelic glow, not floating from the heavens, but simply standing there in her worn leather jacket and wool scarf, her dark curls dusted with snow, her brown eyes scanning the crowd, looking for someone, or maybe trying to forget someone. Alex wasn't sure which version hurt more. The downtown square was bursting with holiday energy. Kids ran in chaotic circles, couples held hands with saccharine enthusiasm, and a brass band in Santa hats attempted an off-key rendition of Jingle Bell Rock. Vendors sold roasted chestnuts and hot cocoa, the scents warming the freezing air. The giant Christmas tree glittered with thousands of lights, the kind of scene that begged to be photographed and posted with inspirational captions. Alex didn't feel inspired. She felt like the ground beneath her had opened. Memories flickered the way Christmas lights sometimes sputtered bright, brief, and too close to the heart. Emma's laugh echoing through their old apartment. The way she danced barefoot in the kitchen. The way she held sadness like she was afraid to let anyone else carry it for her. And the way she left. Quietly. Completely. Without goodbye. Alex's therapist called it abandonment trauma. Alex called it Tuesday. She should have walked away. She should have turned, blended into the crowd, and vanished like the nameless faces passing by. But then Emma looked up, and their eyes met through the snowfall. Emma froze. Alex stopped breathing. It had been 3 years. Yet the recognition hit instantly. Painfully. Beautifully. Like someone striking a match in a dark room. Emma took a hesitant step forward. Alex took one back before she could stop herself. Sometimes the heart remembered too quickly. "Alex," Emma said softly, breath trembling in the cold. Her voice hadn't changed. It still carried that musical warmth, the kind that used to make Alex believe they could build entire worlds together. Alex swallowed hard. "Emma." And just like that, the past slipped between them like a ghost. Emma tucked a curl behind her ear, a nervous habit Alex remembered all too well. "I didn't expect to see you here." "You live in Portland," Alex answered, her voice sharper than she intended. "It's Christmas season. This is basically where everyone ends up." Emma offered a small smile, tentative and aching. "Still. It's something. The understatement of the century." A group of college students bumped into Alex as they rushed past, but she barely flinched. Her entire world had narrowed to the woman standing inches away, the one who shattered her heart and still made it beat faster than anyone had the right to. Alex inhaled, gathering strength she wasn't sure she had. "So, how have you been?" The polite question that everyone asked, though nothing about this moment was polite or simple. Emma hesitated. The pause said more than any answer could. "I've been trying," she finally whispered. "Life's been a little messy." Alex let out a short, humorless laugh. "Life's always messy, Emma. Some of us just don't disappear when it gets inconvenient." There it was. The bitterness she kept locked behind ribs and sarcasm. Emma winced. "I deserved that." Yes. No. Maybe. Alex wasn't even sure anymore. For a brief moment, silence settled between them. Not cold. Not warm. Just heavy. Then, unexpectedly, Emma reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a small, folded postcard. She held it out with trembling fingers. "I was going to mail this," she said. "It's for you." Alex stared at it but didn't take it. "Why?" "Because." Emma exhaled shakily. "Because Christmas is the only time I'm brave enough to look backward." Alex wasn't prepared for that answer. Not for the vulnerability in Emma's voice or the fear in her eyes, fear that she would push her away again, fear that she had already done too much damage. She forced her voice to steady. You broke my heart, Emma. I know, Emma whispered. And I've regretted it every day since. The Christmas lights above them flickered, reflecting like tiny galaxies in Emma's eyes. Snow drifted lazily, sticking to their eyelashes, their hair, their memories. Alex swallowed the ache rising in her throat. She looked away from Emma and toward the enormous Christmas tree, glowing against the dark sky. It was ironic, almost cruel, that on the most festive night of the year, the universe delivered her the one person she had spent years trying to forget. But destiny had never listened to her requests. Why now? Alex murmured. Why come back? Emma stepped closer, her voice barely audible. Because I'm finally ready to tell you the truth about why I left. The truth. The one thing Alex thought she would never get. Before she could answer, a gust of wind swept through the square, scattering snow into glittering swirls. And in that moment, another woman's voice called out from behind Emma. Emma? Are you okay? Alex stiffened. A tall blonde woman in a red coat approached, concern written all over her face. She placed a gentle hand on Emma's back, her touch familiar. Too familiar. Alex felt something sharp twist in her stomach. Emma's eyes flicked between the two women, panic flickering across her features. Alex, but Alex didn't wait. She stepped back, forcing a neutral smile she didn't feel. Don't worry. You don't owe me explanations. Emma reached out as if to stop her. Alex, please, but the blonde woman stepped closer, confused but polite. Hi. I'm Rachel. Rachel. Of course she had a name. Alex. She introduced herself stiffly. Emma looked like she wanted to disappear into the snow. It's not what you think. But Alex was already retreating. Emma, she said quietly. Whatever your life looks like now, I'm glad you're happy. I'm not, Emma whispered. Not the way I was with you. Too late, Alex thought. Too complicated. Too painful. She turned to leave, but Emma grabbed her wrist, desperation breaking through the cold night. Please don't walk away again, Emma begged. Not before I explain. Alex closed her eyes. The universe had a cruel sense of humor. And Christmas, apparently, had plans for her heart she never agreed to. Snow crunches under Alex's boots as she pulls her wrist free. The warmth of Emma's touch lingering like a brand she doesn't want to acknowledge. The square around them feels louder now, brighter, almost suffocating with Christmas cheer that doesn't match the storm rising inside her chest. She takes 3 steps back. Emma takes 1 forward. It is Rachel who breaks the moment. Emma, she murmurs gently, maybe we should give her space. Emma shakes her head almost violently. I've given her too much space. That's the whole damn problem. Alex freezes. Rachel's eyes soften, understanding blooming in her expression. Do you want me to go wait by the cocoa stand? Emma nods, guilt flickering in her features. I'm sorry. I need to do this. Rachel touches Emma's arm briefly without jealousy, without resentment, just quiet support, then walks away, vanishing into the glowing crowd. Surprises Alex. Rachel wasn't a rival. Rachel was something else entirely, and that unsettled her even more. Emma turns back to Alex, her breath trembling in the frigid air. Please, let me explain. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I don't want another Christmas to pass with you believing things that aren't true. Alex crosses her arms. A shield. A barrier. Fine. Talk. Emma looks around and gestures to a bench near the edge of the square, half hidden behind a row of decorated fir trees. The bench glows under a string of warm yellow lights, quiet enough for confessions that can't survive the noise of crowds. They sit several inches apart. The space between them feels like an entire lifetime. For a moment, Emma can't speak. She just stares at her gloved hands, twisting them in a way Alex remembers too well. When I left, Emma begins softly, I thought I was protecting you. Alex laughs bitterly. By breaking my heart? Emma winces. Yes, because I was too much of a coward to stay and tell you what was happening. Alex forces herself to stay silent, to listen. She owes the past version of herself that much. Emma inhales shakily. 3 years ago, my mom's cancer came back. Aggressive. The kind of diagnosis with numbers that don't make sense unless you're a doctor or someone who sifts grief for a living. Alex's breath catches. Hard. But Emma continues, the words spilling faster now. I didn't tell you because you had just gotten that scholarship, that amazing career opportunity in San Francisco. You were thriving. You were excited. I didn't want to drag you into my darkness again. I didn't want to be the reason you stayed instead of going after your own life. Alex whispers, you could have told me. I know. Emma's voice cracks. But I'd already watched how much my family's pain weighed on you the last time. I didn't want you to carry it again. I didn't want you to resent me. A lump rises in Alex's throat. I thought, Emma whispers, that if I disappeared at least you'd be angry. Anger is easier to heal from than heartbreak. Alex shakes her head. Emma, you didn't give me the chance to choose. That's what hurts the most. You decided for me. You took away the option to stand by you. Emma looks up then, tears blurring the warm brown of her eyes. I know. And I'll regret that for the rest of my life. Snow falls silently around them, collecting on the bench on their shoulders, on wounds that suddenly feel more open than ever. Alex speaks slowly. Your mom. Is she? She passed away last December, Emma whispers. 1 week before Christmas. Alex sucks in a sharp breath. Emma. I'm so sorry. Emma nods, swallowing hard. Rachel is my cousin. She's the one who helped me take care of Mom during the end. She's also the one who told me to stop running from everything that still matters. Alex blinks. Everything. Emma nods. Her voice trembles. You still matter. Silence. Thick. Heavy. Full of a longing Alex had buried so deep she hoped it had died. She doesn't speak. She can't. Not yet. Emma continues, voice breaking at the edges. I didn't come here tonight to win you back. I came because Christmas is the anniversary of all the things I lost. My mom. My bravery. You. And I can't keep pretending I didn't hurt the person I loved most. Alex's heartbeat stutters. Loved? Past tense. But the way Emma looks at her now, it doesn't feel like the past at all. Alex whispers, I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything, Emma murmurs. Just know the truth. That's all I wanted. You deserved that much. Emma stands slowly, brushing snow from her coat. I'll let you go now. Let you go. The words sting unexpectedly. Emma turns as if to walk away. The soft glow of Christmas lights outlines her like the memory of a person Alex once held on dark nights and bright mornings alike. And Alex realizes she then returns, sitting closer this time, close enough that their arms brush, close enough that Alex can feel her shaking. Alex exhales. I'm angry. I'm hurt. And part of me wants to tell you to disappear again. But the other part. She swallows. The other part never stopped missing you. Emma's breath catches in a soft sound of shock. Alex. Alex looks directly at her. I don't know what this means. I don't know if we can fix anything. But I need time, honesty, and maybe a chance to see who we are now. Emma nods, tears slipping down her cheeks. I can do that. I swear. Alex wipes a tear with her thumb before she even realizes she's reaching out. The contact is gentle, familiar, devastating. Emma leans into her touch like she's been waiting for it for years. They sit like that in quiet, fragile peace until Rachel returns with 2 cups of cocoa and a knowing smile that never turns into judgment. The night breathes around them, soft and hopeful. And for the first time in a long time, Alex lets herself believe that maybe, just maybe, not all broken things stay broken. Later that night, after Emma and Rachel have left, Alex walks home alone through Portland's snow-dusted streets, replaying every word of their conversation. Every apology, every ache, every almost. Christmas lights blur through the mist, turning the city into a watercolor of red, gold, and green. Her breath fogs in the air, curling like ghosts of memories she's still learning to face. She should feel lighter. Instead, she feels everything at once. At home, she drops her coat over a chair, sits on the edge of her bed, and stares at the postcard Emma gave her earlier. She unfolds it slowly. On the back is a short message in Emma's handwriting, messy, slanted, heartbreakingly familiar. It reads, I'm sorry I left. I'm sorry I let fear decide for me. If I could rewrite the past, you would never have been alone in it. This year I want to be brave. If you ever want to talk, really talk, I'm here. Merry Christmas, Alex. You were my favorite part of every winter. Alex presses the card to her chest, breath trembling. She doesn't cry. But her heart cracks open in a way that feels almost like healing. Outside her window, snow continues falling quietly, persistently, as if the sky understands something she doesn't yet. Tomorrow she'll see Emma again. Maybe for coffee. Maybe for closure. Maybe for a beginning neither of them dared hope for. Tonight, she simply lets hope in, small, fragile, glowing like the first light of morning. Alex woke the next morning to a soft glow of winter sunlight bleeding through her curtains. Something inside her felt different. Not lighter. Not heavier. Just awake. As if some long sleeping part of her had finally stirred. She sat up, pulling the blanket around her shoulders as she glanced at the postcard again, the words she'd read too many times last night. Emma's handwriting, hesitant and tender, lingered in her mind like a whisper she couldn't shake. A new message flashed on her phone. Emma, I know you probably need space, but if you're okay with it, would you like to meet for brunch today? Somewhere calm. Somewhere warm. No pressure. Alex's stomach fluttered. Fear and longing tangled like ribbons. She typed back before she could overthink it. Alex, yes. Send me the place. 10 seconds later, the address appeared: a small, cozy cafe near the waterfront. A place they used to visit when they needed silence and cinnamon rolls. Of course Emma would choose that place. Alex smiled despite herself. The cafe smelled like cinnamon and toasted sugar, just like Alex remembered. Snow fell in lazy flakes outside the window, blurring the world into soft winter dreaminess. Emma sat at a corner table, hands wrapped around a steaming mug. She looked different in daylight, softer, tired in a way that came from grief, but also hopeful in a way that came from choosing to return. When she saw Alex, her entire expression opened like sunrise. Hey, Emma said gently. Hey. Alex slipped into the booth across from her, the old familiarity rushing back with dangerous speed. For a moment neither spoke. But the silence wasn't sharp this time. It was fragile, tender. Emma finally exhaled. Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking, Alex replied. A server dropped off 2 menus, neither of them opened. Emma tapped her fingers lightly against her mug. A nervous habit Alex remembered from nights when Emma tried to pretend she wasn't sad. I didn't sleep much, Emma admitted softly. Kept thinking I'd pushed too hard last night. You didn't, Alex said quickly. You were honest. I needed that. Emma's shoulders eased. Thank you. Alex studied her. The curves of her face she used to trace in the dark. The vulnerable steadiness in her eyes. The quiet courage in showing up like this. Emma spoke again. I've been trying to rebuild my life this past year. After Mom passed. She paused. And one thing I realized is that I didn't just lose her. I lost myself. I lost every brave part of me that ever loved something fiercely. Alex's chest tightened. Emma. Emma reached across the table, not touching Alex's hand, just resting hers near it close enough to be an invitation. I'm not asking for us to go back. I know we can't. I know I broke something precious. But if there's a chance we could start new, I'd like to try. Alex stared at her hands. Snow melted on her gloves. Her pulse echoed in her ears like a warning and a hope at the same time. I'm scared, Alex whispered. Emma's voice softened. Me too. I don't want to get hurt again. I won't lie. I can't promise perfection. But I can promise honesty. Emma's eyes glistened. I'll never disappear on you again. Not for anything. Not for anyone. Something warm curled through Alex's chest. She slowly turned her palm upward, letting her fingers touch Emma's. Not holding. Just touching. Emma inhaled sharply, her lips parting in a shaky smile. This isn't a yes, Alex murmured. Emma nodded. I know. But it isn't a no. A tear slid down Emma's cheek, a single trembling drop she didn't bother wiping away. I'll take that. They ordered breakfast, though neither ate much. They really talked for the first time in years. About work. About grief. About the empty space on Emma's couch where her mother used to nap. About the painting Alex finally sold to a gallery in San Francisco. About loneliness. About stubborn hopes. By the time they stepped back out into the cold, Alex felt something loosening in her chest, a knot years old beginning to unravel. Emma walked beside her, hands in her coat pockets, breath forming tiny clouds in the crisp air. "Can I walk you home?" she asked quietly. Alex hesitated, then nodded. They walked in silence, snow crunching beneath their boots, passing strings of Christmas lights blinking along rooftops and storefronts. Portland felt like its own snow globe, fragile, enclosed, waiting. At Alex's front steps they paused. "This feels like déjà vu," Emma said with a small laugh. "Except last time you ran." Emma's expression softened painfully. "I'm done running." Alex looked into her eyes, those deep, warm eyes that had once made her brave and terrified all at once. For the first time since the breakup, she saw the truth. Emma wasn't the woman who left anymore. She was the woman who came back. "Emma," Alex said quietly, "I'm willing to try. But you need to understand. Some days it'll be hard. Really hard. I know. And you can't expect me to be okay right away. I don't. And if I need to slow down, I'll match your pace," Emma whispered. "Always." Alex breathed deeply, chest tight with something sweet and painful and dangerously hopeful. "Okay," she finally said. "We'll see where this goes." Emma's smile was soft, radiant, achingly gentle. "That's all I want." There on the snowy steps, Emma didn't kiss her. She didn't reach for her. She simply smiled, a promise of patience, of respect, of love that had matured through loss. And somehow that meant more than any kiss could have. The days that followed unfolded slowly, carefully, like petals opening after a long winter. Emma and Alex met for coffee, then dinner, then long walks through the city lit with Christmas cheer. They talked about wounds, about boundaries, about building trust like rebuilding a house brick by careful brick. Rachel joined them once, smiling approvingly at the way Alex teased Emma, and Emma blushed. She hugged Alex before leaving and whispered, "Thank you for giving her another chance." Alex could only nod, fighting tears. On Christmas Eve, Emma invited Alex to her apartment. The space was small, warm, filled with the scent of pine and ginger. A modest Christmas tree stood by the window, decorated with mismatched ornaments, some old, some new, some clearly handmade with trembling hands during grief-filled nights. Alex touched one carefully painted glass ornament. "Your mom made this, didn't she?" Emma nodded, throat tight. "Her favorite." Alex held it gently. "It's beautiful," Emma whispered. "She would have liked you." Alex's gaze softened. "I would have liked her too." Something shifted between them in that moment, something tender, healing, sacred. They made tea, sat on the couch with a single blanket draped over both their knees, watched snowfall paint the city white, talked about Christmas memories, the bittersweet kind that stay with you long after the lights come down. At one point, Emma turned her head and found Alex already looking at her. Neither looked away. Emma whispered, Can I hold your hand?" Alex nodded. Emma's fingers slid into hers, warm, familiar, trembling. It was the simplest touch, and it broke Alex open. Tears slipped down her cheeks before she could stop them. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Emma cupped her cheek with her free hand, brushing her tears away with the gentleness of someone holding something fragile. "Alex, you never need to apologize for feeling." Alex leaned into the touch, closing her eyes. Her voice shook. "I missed you." Emma's voice cracked. "I missed you more than I knew how to survive." Alex opened her eyes then, and the world narrowed to Emma's face, soft, hopeful, illuminated by Christmas lights reflecting in her dark eyes. "Emma," she breathed. And this time Emma didn't ask, because Alex was already leaning forward. Their lips met in the quietest, softest kiss, not urgent, not desperate, just two hearts touching for the first time in years, relearning the shape of each other. It was a kiss built from apology, forgiveness, longing, and the slow courage of healing. A kiss that tasted like cinnamon in winter and second chances. When they finally pulled apart, Alex rested her forehead against Emma's, breath trembling. "That," Alex whispered, "feels like a beginning." Emma smiled through her tears. "It is." They spent the rest of Christmas Eve wrapped together on the couch, sharing stories, sharing warmth, sharing the miracle of being less alone. Christmas morning arrived quietly, painted in soft gold light. Emma woke first to the gentle rhythm of Alex's breathing beside her. Not tangled in sheets, not rushed or reckless, just resting peacefully, trustingly, as though she finally felt safe. Emma brushed a stray hair from Alex's cheek and whispered, Merry Christmas. Alex stirred, blinking sleepily. Merry Christmas. The world outside glowed with fresh snow. Rooftops dusted white, chimneys smoking, children laughing in the distance. The city felt renewed, softened, full of new beginnings. Alex curled closer to Emma, fitting perfectly into the space she once filled years ago. But this time it wasn't a return to the past, it was a step forward into something new. Something chosen. Something earned. Something real. Their fingers intertwined. Emma, Alex murmured. Thank you for coming back. Emma kissed her forehead. Thank you for letting me. Outside, church bells rang softly. Inside, two women held each other like a quiet miracle. Love wasn't perfect. It wasn't painless. But it was theirs. And in the delicate hush of Christmas morning, Alex realized something she hadn't believed in a long time. Some hearts don't just find their way home. They fight their way there. Together. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe to get notifications about next videos.